out to the rest. I mean, the passion that John and others had in creating this, and then you combine that with the passion of some of these foundations, and our next speaker can certainly relate to that. He and his wife, along with his wife Melody, founded the Cody Stevens Go Big or Go Home Foundation, which helps raise awareness for sudden cardiac arrest. He was instrumental in passing the Texas House Bill 767 mandating heart screening for all Texas athletes. Just amazing. And in 2017, he's going to be the incoming director of the Parent Heart Watch, which many of us know well and work with them. So please help me give a warm welcome to Scott Stevens.
Home. I didn't know that much about Phillips before 4 years ago, other than just buying products at the stores and seeing them on the walls at schools. And Texas is real fortunate that we have a law that requires AEDs at all schools and sporting events, but I never saw one used. Y'all were talking about the bug. Well, I got the bug for what y'all produce on May the 6th, 2012. I had a 6'9", 290-pound son that was getting ready to go play college football. And wonderful young man, loved to hunt and fish. Matter of fact, when he first signed his scholarship with Tarleton State in North Texas, we're in Houston, he said, "Dad, let's pull out a map and see where the lakes are. I'm going fishing in North Texas." I said, "Son, they're going to own you. You're not going fishing in North Texas. Don't even think that way." But that's what he was about. And although he was big and strong and a football player, he had the same passions that we raise all our kids to do. I'm a member of Parent Heart Watch and actually will soon be the chairman of that organization. Many of y'all have helped us through the years, and I appreciate that. You've got a wonderful product that we love to put in places. I know Lon's here. Lon's always a familiar face at our Parent Heart Watch conference. Can't thank him enough in one beat for what they do for us. But Cody's story is a story that our passion in this room wants to prevent. And my bug is a bug that you don't want me to have. And I thank you for that. I tell Parent Heart Watch members that we're a member of the greatest club that nobody ever wants to be a member of. And we get up every day to try to put ourselves out of business. Parent Heart Watch's motto is, and its incentive right now is that we want to eliminate preventable sudden cardiac death by 2030. And we're going to work real hard to do that. We can't do it without Phillips and your devices. The path chose me on this. I'm a real estate appraiser. Have done a lot of things that a lot of you do as small businessmen. I own my own business. I'm a Rotarian. I've been through the chain of command there. I've been through the chain of command in my Appraisal Institute group, been through the chain of command in my church, spoke to a lot of groups, done a lot of things, and thought I had accomplished a little bit. But the day I walked in my bedroom and my son was gone, my life changed forever. My passion became the number one cause of student athletes' death is sudden cardiac arrest. I didn't know all that. I'd heard about Hank Gathers and some of those other famous names that had died from it. But when Cody died, I asked the question, and I ask it a lot, why are we giving our kids the same physical that I got in 1979? Hadn't we made a few medical advances in the last 30 years? I kept getting the answer and you'll appreciate this, the problem with that is, goodness gracious, I hate that phrase. The problem with that is, you heard it 15 times from that corporate guy. Now you could probably buy and sell him 50 times, The problem with that is, where I'm at with screening is where you were with AEDs. The problem with that is, no, there's no problem. What we're doing with the foundation is we're raising money and raising awareness, and then we're screening kids. My objective in Texas, and I say it all the time, is screen them all. We go to schools and we say, we'll help you put in a screening program. We'll pay for it the first year. And then after that, we want you to continue the program. When Cody died, about 5% of the schools in Texas were screening their kids. Now it's up to about 25% in about 4 years. We did go to the state legislature in 2013, didn't get very far. I went over there. Scott Stevens goes to Austin, knocks on doors. It was kind of like that movie that Jimmy Stewart was in years ago. Didn't get very far. The next, Texas meets every 2 years, went back the next 2 years and got it through the House this time. Actually had the House committee heard it, voted that day, 11-0, sent it on. And basically what it would have done is, if it would have passed, is that when a student athlete got a physical twice in their athletic career, they would have got an ECG. They could opt out for any reason, but they got the choice. The coach didn't make the decision. The trainer didn't make the decision. The decision lied with the parent and the student athlete. Went to the Senate and thought we had it, and that's the next step, and actually lost in the Senate committee on a vote off to the side of 6-5. And I know I had that 6th vote, and I got, I'm over here saying do what's right, and somebody's over there saying do this for me, and anyway, I didn't get it done. So it's not a law in Texas yet, and we'll figure out what we're going to do in 2017. I get up every morning, and there's a jersey over my bed. If you ever heard of Dwayne Brown, he's number 76, same number my son wore in high school for the Houston Texans, one of the better offensive linemen in the NFL. And around that jersey, I have the words framed, "Go big or go home." 10 days before Cody died, I walked in my bedroom. He's sitting in that recliner. Same recliner he died in. And I said, "Hey, Cody, this could be the happiest day of your life in 4 or 5 years." "Why is that, Dad?" We always picked at each other. And I said, "Hey, it's NFL draft day, son." "Oh, I'm doing that, Dad." Now, understand, I'm looking at a kid that's 6'9", 290 pounds, that's never failed at anything he's ever tried. And I'm telling him, whoa. Look, that's not what we're about. I want you to go to Tarleton. I want you to start as a freshman, try to be all conference, get your degree, and come home and let's go to work. He looks at me and says these words, "Go big or go home, Dad." The message that came out of that young man's mouth that day was, here's how I'm going to live my life. I'm going for it. There's no turning back. If I want to try to be an NFL guy, Dad, I'm going to try to be an NFL guy. If I want to be a real estate appraiser, that's what I'll do. But here's what I'm telling you, go big or go home, Dad. Well, 10 days later, he walks by me and he says, "Dad, I'm tired, I'm going to take a nap." He goes in the bedroom, sits down in that same recliner, falls asleep reading his graduation cards. I came in later that evening and said, I ought to wake him up, make him go to bed. He was really tired. And I said, you know what, I'm not going to do that. I don't have that much longer with him. He's going to go off to college. They're going to own him. I'm just going to lay down here beside him, just enjoy the moment. And I fell asleep. Well, I woke up about 10:30 that night, and he was still there. And it was very apparent he was gone. And I heard those words again. Go big or go home, Dad. Except this time, and I hear them often, the message wasn't, here's how I'm going to live my life. The message to me was, go big or go home, Dad. Go make a difference today. That frame with that jersey is over my bed. I get out of bed every morning. I throw my feet right in front of it. What am I going to do today to achieve that Let's stop all preventable deaths from sudden cardiac arrest in by 2030. What am I going to do about that today? Along this path, I knew I was getting into with the state legislature. It made national news. Y'all may have heard about it. I got an email from a cardiologist in Boston. And fortunately for me, I was actually over in Austin knocking on doors that day. And one of my guys happened to read my emails, keep me informed, and he went to my spam, because I never go to my spam. But there was a doctor from Boston that had sent me an email from that it was in my spam. And he called me and said, "Scott, you're not going to believe this." Anyway, it was a doctor named Jack Cadigan. He introduced himself, said, "Hey, I want to help you." And I've got quite a compelling story. We became fast friends. I mean, fast friends. Same path. Now I've given him some ECG machines. He started a program in Boston. By the way, we've raised $700,000. We've screened over 50,000 kids. We found about 30 that needed heart surgery. It works. It cost me $13.50 to screen a kid. He said, "I want you to watch this video, and I want to come to Austin and help you get this law passed, because I think it's a wonderful thing. I'd like y'all to join with me now in watching this video, and then the young man that it's about is going to come talk to you about his life and what his objectives are. And let me tell you what you're doing when those shocks go off on the people, you never know where that's going to go, because this young man could have had a sudden cardiac arrest. And let me tell you what, he's going to live a fantastic life, and already has made a difference, as you'll see in this video. So if you'll join me in watching that, and then I want to introduce Jack Cadigan to you, Jack Cadigan Jr. Thank you.
My dad met one of his old friends from medical school, and he had brought up how he had gone to Haiti, and that's something he liked to do for one of his mission trips.
So with him was this doctor from Haiti, and he introduced me to this Dr. Elwa, who's the doctor at the clinic where we went. I said, "Gee, that's a really nice thing. I'd like to sort of join you."
So the first time I went down was after the summer of my freshman year of high school. We go down with the St. Roch Haiti Foundation, and it's a great organization that provides health care in a community called St. Roch. The living conditions are absolutely deplorable. But with that, you see these people that are just so grateful for the lives that they live, and they're so grateful for the help that you're providing them with. I worked at an orphanage. I would also work with my dad in the medical clinic. Things that would be trivial in the United States are kind of become serious problems in Haiti.
First of all, there was no running water electricity. We have a little generator, and there's an EKG machine that someone had brought down about 8 years before. Jack was walking by. I said, "Jack, come here, let's test this thing out." And I hitched him up, and out came the strip. And then I was like, oh my goodness, it was just absolutely abnormal.
I see there's a panic on his face. I asked, "Dad, is everything all right?"
I said, oh yeah. But my heart just sank, because I knew something was very wrong with him.
It was when we came back to the United States, the very first day we came back, he brought me to the hospital and he told me, no, everything was not okay.
Then when I examined him, there we found it, not just one hole, several holes and leaks within the heart itself. You know, a congenital anomaly, which had really advanced quite far. And had it gone any further, he would have been in big trouble. I knew he would need surgery.
I just could not believe it. It didn't make any sense to me. I was pretty upset because I knew it would be very difficult to return from basketball, which I had been training for over the summer.
I met him in the office, I talked to him, and we made a plan to fix it.
About 5 a.m. I had my surgery, and it was an 8-hour surgery.
In order to fix his heart defect, we had to stop his heart, and we used the heart-lung machine to keep him safe and keep blood flowing around his body while we then stopped his heart. We had taken a piece of the sac around his heart, the pericardium, and we harvested that as a patch that we were going to use to close the hole. The other thing we found is on the right side of the heart, the valve was leaky too. That valve was somewhat of an innocent bystander, and I think it spoke to how advanced Jack's heart condition really was.
After his operation, when we saw him in the ICU, he just looked awful, and his sisters all walked in, and we thought, okay, we're gonna be brave, we're all gonna walk in, and all three of them burst into tears.
When I saw him lying there and the machine breathing for him, that was, even now I feel emotional.
It was really difficult to be mobile.
Jack started to get better right away, and then all of a sudden he started to lose ground a little bit, and he got readmitted to the hospital for a short period.
That was alarming to me. It was almost like, is he ever gonna be normal again? Is he ever gonna be okay?
About a month after my surgery, one of the groups had gone down, and one of the doctors said that they examined a young girl, and they said that she had been presenting symptoms. So they used the same EKG machine that diagnosed me, and they found out that she had a very, very bad heart.
He said, I think she needs, she's going to need open heart surgery or she'll die.
I didn't know anything about Lordina, but I thought it was pretty unfair.
That really bothered Jack. He said, it's not fair that I could have an operation, but that girl's gonna die. And so he said, I gotta do something. I'm gonna ask Dr. McGilvery.
He asked me if there was any way that we could help take care of her. I remember being completely moved by that. He was not even nearly recovered from his own medical condition, and he was already starting to think and ask about somebody else. What I told Jack was if they could figure out a way to get her to Boston, we would take care of her.
You know, I was just completely blown away when he said that he'd be willing to do it. The next thing was getting her up here, and obviously it was very difficult to get her up here because she needed a passport. In Haiti, they don't actually have birth certificates. And it was very difficult to get her through customs and different things like that. So it took a while for her to actually get up here.
Everybody was on pins and needles, but it came through, and the Mass General was true to their word, and Dr. McGilvery was too, and she went through the open heart surgery as well.
After surgery, that was probably a really tough moment as well. I just held her hand, and I tried to tell her, you know, everything's gonna be okay. I think we developed a really close bond and friendship. So they didn't really know how I would come back from this.
We had to wait for the bone and the muscles to heal, and had to make sure that his heart was fit enough to be able to go back to doing aerobic exercise.
I don't believe they thought I would come back as I've been able to.
Day after day after day, he worked out, and he got himself back. He actually dressed for his final game of the season.
Jack's an exceptional kid, and I think he made an exceptional recovery.
Watching him play, he's probably one of the best players we have, just all around.
When you watch him out there, I mean, he's just such a fine conditioned young man. You know, he's so healthy and strong.
If you didn't know his story, you'd never think something like that happened to him. Just the way he plays and his attitude, and once again, just never complaining about his circumstances.
And you don't know how you're going to play night in and night out, but you know what kind of effort you're going to get from him night in and night out, and that's, you know, his very best, and that's all that's important to me.
One of the translators said to us before we left, "Don't forget us," and that really resonated with me. All right, so as you guys know, we raised $132 doing our Hope for Haiti bracelets. We just got to keep raising awareness, keep hoping for those people.
I've heard Jack say this, it's Haiti gave to Jack more than Jack gave to Haiti, or we gave to Haiti. It saved his life. You know, I feel very strongly about that, is that I will be behind Haiti, and certainly behind Lordina.
You know, I think it's important that, you know, we saved a life, and one life does matter, and I really believe it is a miracle how everything turned out. I don't know how it happened. I can't explain it, but I'm just so thankful for, being able to be alive and being healthy and just having Lordina be healthy, and just it's amazing.